What's going on, guys? We are back here with some more Aetherdrift Standard. I'm Doomwake. Welcome. We're going to play some Standard today. And this deck list initially came from an idea that I saw in one of the Pioneer challenges. And they had it very similar to this, where it was kind of the typical bounce shell. So you have Stormchaser's talent, this talent ain't big enough, pairing those two with Fear of Isolation, Momentum Breaker, Grim Bauble, all of this stuff, all the good bouncy stuff. And they also played sort of this weird package deal of Spyglass Siren and Rottenmouth Viper. And I thought to myself, why has nobody tried this in Standard? Because when I was looking at the deck list, every single card in the deck, sans Fatal Push and Thoughtseize, are legal in Standard. So here you go, Dimir Viper. And what's nice about this compared to other versions of Viper that I've played in the past, it's not really all in on Viper. It really is just a bounce deck first and foremost, where you have 4 Talent, 4 Hopeless Nightmare, 4 Nowhere to Run, 4 Isolation, 4 Town. You're using that as kind of your core engine. But it just so happens in the games where you don't draw enough of your ways to bounce, like you don't draw enough towns or fears or anything like that, instead of bouncing your permanents, you can just sacrifice them to Viper, because Siren puts 2 into play, Talent puts 2 into play, Bauble and Nightmare both get you value, same thing with Breaker and Nowhere to Run. Every one of these cards gets something when it enters the battlefield, so you're not even really down on cards when you cast the Viper and sack a whole bunch of these. And if you sack Hopeless Nightmare, you get to Scry 2. Past that, I mean, the Spyglass Sirens, this is something that typical Dimir bounce decks don't play, but it does make a lot more sense here to kind of help grease the wheels a little bit and give you something that provides 2 permanents for Viper. Past that, I mean, you got a couple of Spell Pierces and a couple of Sheoldreds, and really, that's the main deck. And what I like about this is it's super clean. Not a lot of nonsense going on here, and I'm excited. And then the sideboard is a little strange. There's a couple of stock ups for the grindy matchups, an additional Pierce and a Duress for like control and domain and stuff like that, a Bauble for red, couple of Ghost Vacuums for Oculus, Eclipse, 2 Eclipses for sweepers, 2 Tidebinders for domain, and then 1 Oildeep Gearhulk. I like this card as more of like a sideboard card in low numbers, because it's a card that you can board in against red since it has lifelink, and a card that you can board in other mid-range matchups because it is not quite a 2-for-1, but it is a card that gives you a lot of information, takes their best card, so on and so forth. Yeah, there's really not a lot else to talk about here. I mean, I think that this deck looks clean. It looks like it has the potential to be strong. Not sure how well it's going to keep up with the other bounce decks. I like the card Rottenmouth Viper, but it is kind of awkward against instant speed removal, because for those of you who don't know, if they remove the Viper in response to the triggered ability, you don't get anything, because there's no blight counters that are put onto it. So we'll have to see how that goes. I do think that this deck, this version, it's probably a little bit better against the red decks, because you can just play a fast Viper and it's kind of hard for them to kill that. And believe it or not, Viper can race the red decks. Maybe a little bit worse against domain, because you're maybe less focused on, like, you don't have pixies and more ways to bounce Nightmare. But I think overall it's got potential. So without further ado, let's play some games. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Are you sure about that? ZJ, thank you for the 6 months. When you say anonymous, how anonymous is this tip? Wait, this hand's hell awkward. Does this only mix blue mana? Okay, whatever, it's fine. We can go turn 2 Nightmare, hold up Pierce. Now! Now! What makes you think that they're not going to put Entomb in the next set? Like, why would you say that? No. Thou shalt not pass. You've heard things? Yeah, but what's your source, you know? Like, you need to share your source, because I want to know. What the hell is this? Is that an enduring courage, or are you just happy to see me? Upkeep sack. Yeah, well, upkeep sack is only possible if I have an upkeep stop. This town is kind of awkward, huh? Let's wait. All right, sack Nightmare. It also, I mean, it kind of feels weird to sack Nightmare when I have the town in hand, but sure, I guess. I mean, I guess this is just gonna be a Reef game, right? All right, you ready for this? Best play of all time. You were not ready for that play. I pay 2 mana, and I make you discard 1 card, and you lose 2 life. I mean, they're at 12, and I got a 4/4 Reef in play. I'm just saying. Like, it's possible. Okay, no cards in hand. They do get speed, though. Okay, well, given they haven't held up go for the throw of mana this turn, I probably should go for this. Oh, Viper spotted. I haven't played Viper in like 3 months, and match 1 I get paired into a Viper mirror match. They know. It seems like they have adjusted to the meta in real time. Rose at 6? So they're just dead? I don't really know. I guess they can sack the Breaker to go to 4, but then they still die to the Reef next turn, right? Okay. Okay, so Hex Mage and then sack Breaker to chump. Sure. Okay, I can't kill them this turn, so they're at 2. Okay, let's think about this. So if I think I just go talent level. Because if I go talent level, even if they go untap land, make a demon. So say worst case scenario, they go untap land, make a demon, go to 4. Then I can go on my turn, town, bounce Nightmare, demon, play Nightmare, they go to 2. And then they have an Annex with no demon to play at 2. So I think this line's good. In the end. Oh, 5-hit play. Well, they're still dead, so. Unless they have another way to gain life? Suspicious. Alright, well, I'll cast my spell. You've triggered my trap card. Kind of sucks that we won that game and didn't draw Viper. Because the Viper did not get the play. Alright, so they're like Rakdos, Sacrifice, but with Annex, Viper, and... Dude, Enduring Courage is kind of a nice way to give Viper haste. I like that. May not be the best Spell Pierce matchup, although Pierce is good against Annex. It's really good against Annex. Bauble's kind of stinky. This is probably a great stock-up matchup. Let's go Bauble Pierce out. And honestly, Breaker kind of sucks too. And then we just do stock-up, Gearhulk. Just kind of want the grindy cards. You may just keep in Pierce. Yeah, Pierce is pretty good. Like, it's good against Annex, good against Mirth. They may have Liliana that it's good against. No, I played Modern yesterday, okay? That is my one required Modern stream per month. But I can't do more than one. At least until March 31st. I can't do another one. It's funny though, we actually didn't play against Breach yesterday. Not a single time. I think I played like 22 matches yesterday, And I did not play against a single Breach opponent, which is kind of shocking, to be honest with you. It's always weird with these hands when you have both Talent and Nightmare, like trying to figure out which one to cast first. Yeah, I played Mill 4 times yesterday or some shit. It's kind of insane. Like, why did all the Mill players show up? What happened? Usually it's right to go Otters first. Yeah, I normally agree with you, but it's kind of close. Like, I feel like it maybe depends on the hand, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I feel like it's maybe worse against a deck that has Cut Down and Torch the Tower, though, because they're almost... they're basically always going to kill your Otter. So I feel like if you lead on Nightmare, it might get overall more damage just because of the fact that they, you know, they can't torch your Nightmare, right? Run 3 mana. I don't really know how we ever lose this matchup because we just have Town Talent and they don't. They have to sack the NX. You hate to see it. This. Trigger. Where'd they go? What happened? Not so sure about this hand. How's the mic sound, by the way? I've been basically for the past 3 days, I've been spending like 2 hours a day messing with the settings. I feel like I've gotten it to a good place. I am leaving on Friday. My flight leaves out of Boston at Friday at 4 p.m. And then I think I'm landing in Charlotte at like 7:30. New mic sounds great. I don't know about the words set into it though. I didn't mean to mute them. I meant to say hello. I'm not toxic, I promise. You don't sound clipped at the beginning and end of words anymore? Yeah, it's because I turned the gain up. I turned the gain up and I turned the compressor down. This is not good, by the way. Can I take that Nightmare back? I think I would actually not like to cast my Viper now, or my Nightmare. Yeah, that's true. I guess Town does kind of farm the Oculus. I think I have Fear here, because I can't double spell. Like, the Swamp on turn 1 is kind of awkward, because now I can't... Well, I can triple spell on turn 3, but... Oh. I mean, Monument's good. Okay, you ready for this? You ready for the 5-head plays? I don't think you're ready for this play. Trigger on the stack. Look at that. We're doing things in the right order. I bet you weren't ready for that play. All right, all right. Grim Bauble. How bad do I want their last card? Kind of don't, because they have the Monument. Probably should have just mapped onto the Fear of Isolation. It won't be their last. Yeah, because they're gonna draw off the Monument. All right, I think my plan is just wait to play the Nightmare until I get the Town back, and then I can just do like get back Town, Bents, Monument, then Hopeless them. I don't know if that's right. But it's like the Nightmare kind of doesn't do anything this turn. Like, it just doesn't accomplish that much. They discard draw, so... I guess we know their last card's a spell, because they didn't play a land last turn, so getting a guaranteed spell is kind of nice. So they go draw treasure, probably. Yeah. And they're at 12. That's a bold attack. That is a bold attack. Can they kill me this turn? I hope not. Foxtrot. Did you guys know that if you the words, like the title of the song, if you take the first letter of each word in the song title, it spells a certain word? I don't know if you knew that. That's kind of the joke. And it does not spell Viper, I'll tell you that much. That I can assure you. Look, I would like to draw Viper at some point. It's in the top right. Yeah, it's kind of small, though, so it is a little hard to see for, like, mobile users. Dude, they are getting aggressive. Aren't they just dead to the cards that they know I have in my hand? Still dead. Right? Unless I can't do math. Surely that's good enough. 5, 3, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. No, they still are just dead to the cards they knew I had in my hand, right? Like, I don't even need the other town. They go to 3 and I have 3 in the air. Obviously, I drew the other town, so, you know, makes it easier, but they were still just dead to the cards they knew I had. All right. All right. I get Dome Me for 3, I guess. -3. All right. Game 2. Jeskai Oculus. Jeskai Oculus, but with more 100% more Monument to Endurance. This is like the... Well, not quite the Benny version, because they have more blue cards than the Benny version did. Give me some vacuums. Give me the suck. Bauble's not very good against them, right? Doesn't kill Fear, doesn't kill Oculus. It's like okay against Scholar, but not great if they have profs. So Bauble can go for vacuum. Pierce could be nice. Probably not a stock-up matchup. Pierce is pretty good against the... Pierce is good against the monuments. Maybe I can go -1 breaker, +1 Pierce. Try that. And it just makes sense to play the talent stuff in this deck because, you know, talent is 2 permanents for Viper, and you kind of just have a bunch of stuff lying around for the Viper anyways. So it just kind of makes sense. Problem with Viper and the Bounce Shell is that the Bounce Shell exists. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess, like, Viper is not great against other bounce decks. I get that point. Like, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, getting your Viper Town is kind of... it's not great, you know? Yeah, I know. We had tried a lot of Viper when Bloomburrow first came out. We tried blue-black, we tried black-white. I think we tried black-red, too. We tried endless amounts of Viper decks, and it just was never quite there. And I feel like it was kind of missing something like the Town Talent package So, I mean, it's at least worth trying, you know? Kind of want to just Hopeless them again for mana efficiency. Can maybe Viper next turn. Yeah, Viper was kind of sick in the other format. Oh, the other thing that Viper was missing. So, speaking of the other format, a lot of the Viper decks that we played in that format were like, you know, Viper, for example, Viper, Ensoul, and Stubborn Denial, right? So having a 1-mana counterspell to protect your Viper the turn you go for it is important, and we didn't have that before Spell Pierce. So I think Spell Pierce is another huge upgrade to Viper decks. Because that way, if they go for town, you can just pierce the town. It's like, it does kind of like a decent Stubborn Denial impression. Not quite as good, but... Right, yeah, that's the problem, right? But again, if you can, like, you know, cast Viper early enough to get them into a spot where you can, like, pierce their town, you know, it definitely, it has its moments of being good, you know? I think maybe this list could use a couple of changes, but I like where it's at for the most part. I think it's at least a good starting point. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see another line, right? Like, these are not helpful. I guess land for Shelly could be nice, but it was a tap land, right? It was a Darkslick. Yeah, I don't want a Darkslick. Okay. We still might be able to win this race. Especially if we can find a land for Shelly. No. It's a really good thing I held up that Spell Pierce, huh? Because that lets them trade the Oculus for the Viper. Forget you can sack lands the Viper. No. Sacrifice any number of non-land permanents. And also, when they sacrifice, target player sacrifices a non-land permanent of their choice. So on both versions, it's non-land. There's something with Viper and FOMO in the extra combats. Yeah, you could do like Viper in Rakdos Sacrifice, and that would, like you said, give you the extra combats with Viper. But I think the problem with that version is less so the FOMOs and more so the other red cards just sucking. Like FOMO is great, but all the other red cards just are kind of terrible for the most part. What's nice about this is we're not even dead in 2 hits to the Oculus. I don't know what this is, but I'm blocking. Okay. I'm confused. What happened there? What am I missing? This Viper's coming for your ass. Are we sacrificing Oculus? They're just dead regardless, right? Okay. Now they can chump block. Okay. So chump block can go to 3. All right, cool. Diamonds secured. This hand looks fantastic. I keep. Molt Tender. Molt Tender. It's not great to Hopeless Nightmare this deck, but I think it's fine. Because it just puts more creatures in their graveyard. This also might not be the best Viper matchup. Because they just have a bunch of big stuff to block it. Beans. I think we have to make them sack the Molt Tender. The big Viper next turn. Turn 3 Viper might be good enough. Like, if we can Viper them before they get their shit going. Are we playing Boots for haste? No, I think the Boots is too cute. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 2 in hand. Interesting. Very, very interesting. They have 2 creatures in grave. They're probably going to have 3 creatures in grave after this Rottenmouth trigger. I think these are both bad, but I don't exactly know what I'm looking for if I bottom them. Like kill spells, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna bottom both. They probably just sack a Cenote. Yep. All right, so 3 in grave. If they have untapped, oh no, I forgot about that. That's bad. Forgot they played that card. Well, we died. And now you see why people don't play Rottenmouth Viper. Souls of the Lost. I mean, I got nothing else going on. Mill yourself now. Tradesies. 5 for 2, by the way. I mean, all of my other stuff triggered the, like, I got cards out of all my enchantments. You know, I guess with the exception of the Spyglass Siren, but for the most part, it wasn't like a 10 for 1. You know, maybe like a 6 for 1, but... Oh, and they drew 2 cards, no big deal. All right. Vacuum, good. For sure. The hell else is good against them? Pierce is kind of mid, although Pierce is good against both Remorse some of the time and Beanstalk too. But maybe I'd rather have Duress than Pierce. Do this. Everything else is kind of bad. But it doesn't stop enchantments. Okay. Turn 1 suck. Turn 1 suck. Yeah, I might want to cast Nowhere to run this turn. The PT top 8 list did have a lot of outs to vacuum. I think they had like 4 Scrap Shooter and 2 Haywire Might. Forget what this does. Surveil 2. For each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and lose 3. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 more permanents. Okay. So it's just like draw a bunch of cards. Get this. I mean, I don't really want to kill their Cenote Scout, but I also just want to put something into play to pick up with Fear. Okay. Land for Shelly is good. What's this? Yes, Mythic is guaranteed on this stream, 100%. I can assure you that Mythic is guaranteed, for sure. I won't necessarily say your money back. I don't know if I can go that far. Is there a standard discard pile at the moment available? When you say discard pile, what do you mean by that? Like black mid-range deck with a bunch of discard spells? Is that what you're saying? Or do you mean like discard synergies with like with Monument and stuff? No, because they could play something better post-combat, Fuxi. And I didn't really want to kill the Cenote Scout, so I was hoping they would play something better first. Reprint him to Turok. I don't know about that. All right, what you got over there? I think I have 5 in hand. I see. I see what we're doing over there. Okay, okay. I see you. I see you. I mean, it's fine. Because they know we have this. I'm just going to block it and kill it. Yeah, see, now all we have to do is town both the Baloth and the Nightmare, and then we can just run it back, you know? So nice, we did it twice. Okay, that card does get around Ghost Vacuum, which is kind of rude. Well. This card's a pain in the ass, too. This deck does just kind of play through Ghost Vacuum a lot. Like, pretty comically, too. Alright, here's my plan. It's not a very good plan, but it's all I got. We need Mind Twist to beat Domain? No, you don't need to beat Domain is Ruination. Exclamation point card Rumination. That's what they should put in the next standard set. Then we'd be fine, you know. Rumination is kind of based. I'm gonna teach these Domain players a lesson. So I can kill the Overlord and then still just die to the Huskburster. And the Revenant too. All right, too much ship. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should just be playing Soul Guide Lantern. Although I don't even think Soul Guide would be that good against them either. Yeah, we didn't have a great follow-up. Honestly, I think we lost that game when they had the remorse for the Sheoldred. Like, that's basically the point where we lost that game. Timmy, thank you for the Prime. Ooh, a Goblin Enjoyer. Respect. I respect the Goblin Enjoyers. Burnout down. This matchup, I feel like, should be good. Jeskai Beans? What do you mean by Jeskai Beans? Guess I should kill that one, huh? Two speed. Shit, I do need lands. What if I go Fear, Bounce Land, Fear, Bounce Nowhere, and then have 2 Fears in play? Is that better? The other option was Fear, Bounce Nowhere, play Talent. I think I like the first line better, honestly. Wait. Tap the stupid Verge. Thank you. Arena, please. All right. Then we can double block the bird out, have Nowhere for the next threat. When I mouse over the Burnout Bastronaut, untap shows me the wrong art. Oh, well. I can fix that. Here is the correct art. Bro, I'm attacking. I'm getting in there. I have no fear. Absolutely no fear in this dojo. I ain't afraid. Now, if only we could find the Viper. This Viper would go kind of crazy here. Can I move down a bit so we can see the opponent's speed? Well, then you won't be able to see my speed. I guess I don't really have speed in this deck. 3/3 Gringo. Is that a good camera size? Would you say that's acceptable? For you to be so unbelievably mean to me. This is I will not stand for this, okay? This is unfair. I don't appreciate this. Breaker kind of sucks against them, huh? I think Shelly is worse. I'm gonna play one Gearhulk. I'm in. You sure can, Alex. I'll be happy to take a look. Did they not have a different Krenko last game? I'm pretty sure they did. Unless I'm just, you know, misremembering things. Multiple cameras. Just have 5 cameras set up. So every time a spell goes on the stack, it puts just like another camera window up. Oh, shit. Chat, this is bad. Okay, it appears that I have died. Huh. Well, you see... No. This is not good. Not good. Cauldron is pretty good against Helpless Nightmare. Okay, you win. I'm dead. I am dead. Does that mean I should bring in Ghost Vacuum against them just to stop the stupid Cauldron stuff? Because I feel like that's the only way I lose to them, is if they have Cauldron plus Krenko and I Hopeless Nightmare their Krenko. Like I don't really see myself losing to them if that exact thing does not happen. So I'm just gonna board in Ghost Vacuums, which seems weird to board it in against the Goblins deck, but I just don't know how else they win. Because we can kill every creature they play. The only card we lose to is Cauldron. Okay, turn 1 Vacuum, perfect. See, this hand is fantastic because we're going to play the Nightmare. They're going to discard the Krenko, not knowing we have the Vacuum, and then bang, got him. That's not supposed to happen. I will say, part of this plan is you're not supposed to draw 2 of them. You're only supposed to draw exactly 1 copy of Vacuum. So this was kind of not part of the plan. Got any Krenkos over there? Which Stalker Frenzy? Well, I don't have to play Cauldron now. Or I don't have to play Vacuum now. See, people coming into the stream and looking at this hand, they just think that I'm playing a normal bounce deck, you know? What? That's a tough way to do it. That is a tough way to do it. Are we not? No, there's Rottenmouth Vipers in my deck, okay? I promise you there is spice. But we just never draw the Vipers. They're just non-existent. Okay, they're burning out. Start eating creatures, I guess. They don't have creatures. What's the point of playing this Ghost Vacuum then? I can't quite double spell. All right. I bet you never expected the second Ghost Vacuum. Okay, Heavy's kind of annoying. Okay, I'm a little scared now. Little scared. They're going to get to keep heavy in play, though. Ho. Well, I was thinking about playing this Malicious Eclipse, but now I kind of want to cast this Rottenmouth Viper. So they go to 6. Well, no, the Viper is pretty bad, because if I Viper, then they get to sacrifice a Goblin and then trigger the stupid 1/1. So I think just casting Eclipse there is better. Okay. We do have second Eclipse, so it's not that bad. What are my thoughts on Celestia KH Gearhulk decks? I think they're decent. They still don't really have a great plan against Domain, but if you can, if you can just dodge Domain, I think they're pretty good. Surely I just play Viper here, right? Can even go Siren first. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom. We have 2 blockers back. This should be good enough. Why do you have to dodge Domain? No, I'm saying dodge Domain with the Celestia decks. Like if I could play one deck where there was, the caveat at the start is I never had to play against Domain, I would play Celestia until the end of time. Like Celestia beats everything that isn't Domain. But it's just so rough against Domain is the problem. The Viper is dope. People forget about the Viper. Okay. Is that scary? I'm not sure how scary that is. Oh, they're gonna, okay. They didn't activate a main phase. So the unfortunate thing is they can sacrifice tokens. Okay, so if I Eclipse pre-combat, my Fear has no power and my Siren dies. They can't activate Krenko in response. So what they would do is let the Eclipse resolve, have Krenko Howl Squad. They have 2 tokens, and they can go... Oh, but then they still just die, right? Yeah, I think this kills them regardless. Because they can't respond and use the Krenko. Right, and if they use the Krenko before the Viper trigger happens and sack both tokens... Oh, I guess they can sack Howl Squad Heavy token and then block. But then they lose the Howl Squad Heavy. Okay, yeah, that's what they're doing. They have nothing. Should still be fine, though, right? We should still be fine, though, right? Okay, well, the thing is, now they have to sack 3. Yeah, they just sack these 3, then still die. Well, they can sack 1, 2, 3, then chump block. Sure. Okay. That's a mountain. That is a scam. It's actually kind of funny how they're still not dead. Oh, well, they're dead now, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's just lethal, because they have no cards in hand. Easy. All right, so Viper absolutely farmed. Yeah, it's called Reckless Handling, I believe. Okay, so here am I supposed to Talon first? All right, I'll Talon first. I've been casting Nightmare first every time, but we'll do the Talon first this time. Okay. I definitely have too many tap lands. Was he playing it in a Monument deck? It is kind of funny if you already have Monument in play, because like the downside of discarding a card at random is definitely mitigated a little bit when you have Monument in play, because you just draw a card off of it. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Monument could be good if you have Recommission. I could buy that. This appears to be the Benes deck, which I don't think has any targets for Nowhere to Run. Can you stop? I'm keeping it. Where's the US Standard Regionals? Do I know the dates? You're talking about the next season? So next season is Minneapolis and Hartford. I don't know the exact dates. I know it's sometime in May, and I'm fairly certain that Minneapolis and Hartford are 2 weeks apart. Yeah, there you go. I guess we're doing this. And then probably this, so I can sack the smaller otter. Get in for 4. Just having another creature in play is better when they play Breaker next turn. Surprised they didn't jump block. Three nightmares, by the way. Wait, what if we tried Viper in Benes's deck? Like Viper instead of Annex? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate Annex. I don't know if there's a single matchup where I ever want to draw Annex in. So I guess if we find a spell, we can offer the trade of both otters. I don't even know if this is good, because they just trade, Breaker the Siren, kind of out of gas. This trade is also quite bad if I just draw Viper. So maybe I should be playing towards like the only way I win this game is drawing Viper and just not attack. Because I don't really have anything going on, and they still have 2 cards in hand. It's going to be tough. Yeah, that is true. It's not great against Breaker. But if they cast the Breaker first, it's good. This sucks because if they have a kill spell, they can kill Siren and then make me discard the town. But I think I just have to do it, right? Like I just have to hope they can't kill the Siren this turn. Because if they can't, we're in an okay spot. Okay, well that sucks too. Is that the 3rd Pixie? Damn. Not good. Not good. They're at 4, though. So they have to chump the reef. We might, weirdly enough, actually be okay here. Mill the Soulstone, too. That's huge. So they have to chump reef and go to 3. And they only have 3 mana, so even if they draw land, they can't make a demon. We might still be fine this game. Weirdly enough. I don't really know how we're in this game, but this is why I hate Annex, by the way. They're just going to lose to their own Annex. Yeah, Soulstone is their best draw. But if they draw Soulstone now, they still die. Because they go 4-minute, tap out, animate Soulstone, go to 5, then I have 5 power in play. Oh, right, they can gain life off the Breaker. Well, no, that's not good enough, right? Because they gain 3 life and go to 4, and I still have lethal. right? Hold. Obviously, they could have drawn a kill spell, but don't do it. No! God damn it! All right, go. Fuck, man. So we need them to not draw land. Oh, they have 3 caves! They can't... they can't even do that because they have 3 caves. Okay, hold. Hold. So they can sack Annex, go to 4. Huh? What? You sure about that? You sure about that? They could have just sacked the breaker, went to 4, then triggered, went to 2, right? They weren't dead that turn. Because let's assume that I draw nothing, right? They can go sack breaker, go to 4, end step, go to 2, I brick, then they go untap, pay a life, go to 1, make a demon, go back up to 3, and then I'm dead. So if I brick, they still win that game. Look, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. Definitely not going to complain about that. Okay, huge stock up matchup, by the way. Stock up and Gearhulk both good. I think Pierce is good too, right? How do we feel about Negate, Tishana's Tidebinder, or Duress? I think Negate, Duress are better against this version because they have Annex and Liliana, 4 of each. So I kind of just want both. Just like cut all the small ball kill spells. Is Hulk good against an active Annex? It's fine, right? Like, I mean, I have Town to bounce the demon, so it's still going to get through. I think we do this and just no Tishana's. I like this. I was actually thinking about playing stock up main deck. That card is so good in these blue-black decks. Because they just kind of wanted like another way to gain card advantage. Second swamp is kind of weird. I mean, I definitely have to... Oh, wait, I played the wrong blue card. Oops. I meant to click on this. Turns out the title is a lie, by the way, because the title says no misclicks. I apologize for that. The small caveat. I'm on to the next one. Loud enough. When you say loud enough, is it too loud? It's good. All right. Hello, Jim Davis, MTG, coming in with the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hope you had a good stream, Jim. Saw you were playing some Modern. When I last tuned into your stream, you timed out with Amulet and dropped from the league, which I can appreciate because that's basically like what I do every single time I try to play Amulet. So you and I are in the same boat when it comes to that. That's an Oildeep Gearhulk. God, not having a second blue source is really awkward here. I'm going to try and find a blue land off of the map token. Guilty as charged, yeah. Nah, every single... I can't... For the same reasons, I cannot play Amulet either. I just can't do it. Every time I try, it just never works. We got 3 in hand? 3 in hand, huh? I mean, they're just going to discard their own cards to Liliana. I don't need this Hopeless Nightmare. Pretty sure last time you amuleted on stream you 5-0'd. I don't know about that. I think... I don't know if I agree with that. But yeah, for those of you tuning in, we're playing some Standard today. We're trying out Rottenmouth Viper in the... Yeah, that's sick. We're trying out Rottenmouth Viper in the blue-black bounce shells, which is something that I have not seen people try out before, and I was very interested to see how this played out, so... I kind of don't want to Hulk them this turn. I kind of want to just nightmare their Liliana. Because if I Hulk the Liliana, I give them 2 shots at finding a land. Maybe that's fine, though. I was gonna, like, town, bounce, Siren, Hopeless, play Hopeless, make them discard this, then map onto Siren. Or, I guess I can't do that, but I can replay the Siren at least. It's probably just better to play Hulk, though. What does land do for them? I mean, they have these, but I guess I have the Hulk, so they can't even do either of these. It's a good point. We trading? I guess attacking is bad if they rip second Liliana. So maybe attacking was not a great idea. I mean, they won't draw Liliana here, right? There's no way they draw Liliana here. Okay, not as bad for me as Liliana would be. How about a Fear of Isolation? Yeah, they could draw Breaker too. Just any body here to use these maps is huge. That is, unfortunately, not a body. Probably should have Upkeep Nightmare there. Could really use a couple more cards here, I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, they're hovering. I know you want to. I know you're thinking about it. We going beatdowns? Okay, beatdowns confirmed. I'm at 12. This is getting a little dicey. Just any creature is fantastic with these 4 maps. Good enough. Good enough. I can't really be picky here. I just have to take any creature I get. Try to make a 5/5 flyer here. 6/6 maybe. Oh, would you look at that? Speak of the devil. All right, how many more maps do I want to sacrifice here? So if I sacrifice 2 maps to make this a 4/4, then I have 2 maps left over, which means the Viper would cost 4 next turn, and I would be able to play Viper and still hold up town, which is pretty good, right? I think I like that. There's a snake in my boot. Wait, no. Sack the mismatching map. They can make me draw. Yes. Why would that matter, though? Oh, they could have made me draw in response to the map, is what you're saying. I didn't think about that. I wonder if they saw that line. Yeah, I had not considered that. That's kind of a cool line. Activate Laura in response to your opponent using a map. That's kind of funny. Well, yeah, if they did that, couldn't I just cast the Viper? Because I would have had... Well, no, they could have done it on the last map, right? And then I think I would have been 1 short. Because I have 2 mana plus 3 permanents. So when it was a 3/3, they could have done it, right? And then if there's a land under it, I would still have a 3/3. If I bounce, I just have to discard, so bouncing kind of doesn't do anything. Well, I already played a land that turn, right? Because the swamp, I just played a swamp that turn. I didn't miss my land drop there. All right, I'm at 7. Get a little speed going on. Oh. Well. doesn't really... Oh, they have Pixie in hand? Is that what this is? I think what their plan is... Well, even if they have Pixie, they can still just Pixie the Breaker, right? I mean, I'm going to let this go. There's no reason for me to bounce now. I could bounce Lockdown and map with the trigger on the stack and have one map left over, but like I don't really know what the point of that is. But they probably do have Pixie is why they're making this play. And now they can just Pixie the Lockdown, make me sack with the Breaker. It's pretty heads up play. Oh! Right, they just sacked the Lockdown. Oh, right, okay. I didn't see that line. All right, I'm dead. I didn't even see that. Okay, that's good to know for next game. W's in the chat for the opponent. That was a good line. This hand is phenomenal, by the way. This hand is fantastic. All right, I'm sick of this song already. This one's better. We live and learn. I mean, I didn't really have anything else that I could have done there, right? I guess what I could have done to buy one more turn is I could have bounced the Lockdown. I could have bounced the Lockdown in one map with the trigger on the stack, then untap, sack one map, play the Viper, Lockdown's in hand. Next turn, they play the Lockdown, exile the Breaker, but that gives me one more draw step to find a creature. Because then on the next turn, if I find a creature, they sack the Lockdown, I sack the creature that I draw, and I keep the Viper in play. So I could have given myself one more draw step to find a random creature to sacrifice instead of the Viper, but Town as Doomblade on Loran their last turn instead of sacking Nightmare a couple turns ago. Would have given time. Town as Doomblade on Loran. Oh, you're saying the turn that I cast Gearhulk? I did think about that. Because the turn that I cast Gearhulk, I could have done something else. Just not play the Gearhulk, maybe. And like hold it for a couple more turns to try and find more protection for it. That was when they had the Liliana, right? Oh, the turn after? Oh, when they were hellbent, you wanted to bounce Loran Nightmare, then recast Nightmare? Yeah, maybe. Two stock-ups? Fan me down. Fan me down. I'm not going to cast the stock-ups yet. Should have hopeless first, but... This game's going to go long, and these stock-ups are just going to be unbelievable gas. You want to use a kill spell on my Siren? I'm down. Third island's a little bit awkward. Is that multi-format all-star stock-up I see in your hand? You bet your ass it is. All right, I can live with a Lockdown. That I'm okay with. Stock up. Oh, you're telling me you got options? I think I want to take Viper Talent. And then we can Viper next turn with protection against Breaker / Liliana, because we have the Siren and the Outer token. Okay, kind of rude. Unholy Annex. Okay, as long as we can eventually find a town to bounce the demon, we should be fine. So why don't we go Talent, Untap land, sack these two. Because I have to keep a 1/1 in play in case they have Edict. So I at least want to make them have two, like, make them have a kill spell and an Edict, you know, which they could have. But even if they do, we got second stock up. Reef, get out of here. You got another discard spell for me? I mean, at least if they have discard spell, they probably can't also kill Viper. Okay. They're at 10. Start here. Awkward. I mean, I'm going to keep that on top, but now do I even want to cast stock up? I guess I still do, right? Yeah. I'm giving up a little bit of value, but it is one more damage, which is nice. Just take these two. Hit for 3, they go to 7. Play this. Sure. Keep that. Yeah. I was thinking, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have cast stock up first. I guess there's not really a good reason to map before stock up, because if there's a good card on top, then I'm gonna lose value on the stock up regardless. And if I stock up into Viper, I might want to keep the second map in play. So I have to minus here, right? Yep. Well, now what? Honestly, we just go Shelly, hold up town, I think. And then if they have a kill spell for Shelly, we can town to bounce the Shelly and the Liliana. Or not the Liliana. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a good Viper spot. Let's just play Shelly. Trigger. Funny thing is, we can't bounce the Soulstone Sanctuary. Oh, true. I can also just bounce the Lockdown, because there's a Nightmare and a Spyglass under it. I mean, Viper is definitely a lot worse in this matchup. All right, so hear me out. Let this resolve. Trigger on the stack. Bounce map Lockdown. And then I could just sack the Spyglass Siren to the Momentum Breaker. Because it feels like the Bennis deck is kind of missing a big top-end threat. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think Unholy Annex is just horrible. I hate Unholy Annex. I think this card sucks. And I've been trying to find something to replace it with. And honestly, I think Viper sounds kind of nice. Like, that deck does play a ton of cheap permanents. GG. GG.